Welcome to Movie Bitches! RuPaul's Drag Race Season 9, Episode 10! RuPaul's Hair Extravaganza!
We tried it.
Well, we just did a little. Just like a little, boop, boop. Just a little schoolgirl.
You're really giving me some Jamae.
Some Jamae.
Jamae. And I'm channeling some Miss Fisher.
Yes.
Very excited. And Miss White. It's a little more 20s.
Yeah, a little bit.
So the first fabulous thing that happens in this episode is they're all walking into the workroom and Yara comes in these big 60s twiggy glasses,
yes.
And you're like, yes, and then she flips the lids out, they look like Mickey Mouse ears, and I was like, yes. This was Yara's episode.
It was Yara's episode. They come back and Carmen has written everyone their own individual note.
Manila appoints Raja the bitch now that Carmen's gone. And Raja's like, I'm fine with that. I mean, I've just been so nice this whole season. Like, I'm ready to let go.
You know, I've been so nice this whole time. I'm not holding back anymore. If I win something and I deserve it, why not show it off a little bit? So I won.
I won!
Suck it, bitches! Suck it. I won. And she's rubbing everyone the wrong way.
Oh, yes.
Well, actually, more so just Alexis.
Yeah. Whoa.
I really don't give a fuck about Raja. He just wants to become a model, but he's old and he looks like a man.
Alexis's reads leave a lot to be desired.
Yeah.
These Raja looks bad and his old jokes just don't land because she looks fucking great.
Because she has oily fucking skin, that's why. So, ooh, girl, RuPaul comes up and makes a lot of hair puns.
A lot of hair puns.
Yep. I was here for it. I'm here for a fun pun.
One bad blowout. You could be hair today and gone tomorrow. And parting is such sweet sorrow.
The mini challenge is you have to make some sort of fabulous headpiece. And then it's like stuff that was swiped from the gay beach. And then the pit crew rolls in. It looks like they went to like CVS and just like got all the beach shit and just put it on a table. And I was like, yeah, I'm okay with this.
Yeah, a little bit.
Is that stuff that you'd find at the gay beach?
No.
That seems weird.
That's not lube and poppers. No, that's not stuff you would find at the gay beach. And tannin oil.
They have to make a headpiece out of
like
basically a bunch of garbage.
Yeah.
So first up is Raja in this like Philip Tracy lobster fascinator.
Yeah, I liked it. I didn't love all of the hot glue strands.
That was a choice.
It was
decidedly the best.
Yes.
It was like
clarity of concept,
tasteful, simple.
Mm-hmm.
And then
oh my gosh, Yara Sofia with like she took like the hula skirts and like braided them.
Grass skirt and made pigtails out of it. But it wasn't even a green grass skirt. It was like a hay. It looked like hay.
Yeah, so it was kind of blonde or whatever. But then they were like sticking out.
It was like in South Pacific when the guy like dresses up like the lady.
Yes.
Ain't nothing like a dame. You know, it was like very silly.
Yeah, it was caricature-y.
It was more of a hair piece than a headpiece.
Yes.
I guess.
If she had kind of just done a little bit of the grass skirt as like a hair thing.
Right.
And then had a big thing on top of it.
Made the grass skirt into a pixie cut or something.
Ooh, that could have been cute.
And then have like
a big, hat, fascinator headpiece.
Next was Manila Luzon.
Oh my gosh.
It was like a showgirls. It looked like that episode of I Love Lucy where she like the headdress is too big and she's coming down the stairs and she's really trying not to fall. It was like that. And then she's got this big palm tree and she just goes, fell over.
So then Alexis has like this.
It's more like a helmet.
Yeah.
Like a Roman helmet that like instead of the mohawk thing, it just fell
into jellyfish.
Yeah, it was a Roman jellyfish helmet.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, you did something. I sort of understood what direction you were trying to go for. Again, She looked like a horse. The pony theme continues. Yes, with this like mane. This
I guess.
Fabulous mane. Like, oh, hello.
I was getting more jellyfish than horse. Maybe seahorse.
Hey, it was something because next up was Shangela, and she glued a parrot and a dolphin to her head.
Yeah, I don't know. It was whatever. I don't know. It was just not elevated. A lot of these weren't elevated.
Well, it's a stupid challenge, but everyone else's looked like a headdress. Hers was like, what's that? You glued 2 pool toys together.
Is that a parrot humping a dolphin?
So Raja wins.
Duh.
And her prize is that she gets 5 extra seconds to grab a whole bunch of wigs from this giant wig rack in order to do the main challenge, which is kind of like the ball challenge.
Yes.
But it's hair. So there's the classic...
They should have called it like the Headbangers Ball or something.
Ooh, that would have been fun.
I was like, 5 seconds? What?
I mean, whatever.
But
she got to choose first,
But
basically.
then it seemed like it was longer than 5 seconds.
A little bit. 1 Mississippi. 2,
Mississippi? Damn it, watch Friends.
Sorry.
Mississippi, Leslie?
Oh, right. So they have to do a classic look.
Yeah, an era. Classic
era of hair.
Modern red carpet.
Yep. And then a fashion...
Nope.
A future...
Nope.
You do it. A fantasy hair... You do it.
And then a fantasy hair extravaganza. And then Manila sort of goes, oh, Yara, I think you're going to be really good at this challenge.
Because you always do crazy, amazing hair.
You've got crazy, fucking great ways. This seems like you're going to really shine.
Yeah.
And Manila, how do you think I'm going to do at this challenge?
How do you think I'm going to do, Manila? Well, what do you think the answer to that question is, Shangela? She's like, you're going to do fine.
Shangela, this is a comb. Cool girl.
Oh,
It goes
yeah.
through the hairs.
Thank you, Manila.
Just like, ask me a bitchy question, I'll give you a bitchy answer. What the fuck can you want me to say? Of course you're going to do terribly. What are you talking about? Like, it's...
Well, so see, that's why she wasn't keeping it real.
She wasn't keeping it real.
These girls don't expect me to have any creativity or ability when it comes to this.
The thing that's so extra annoying about Shangela is that she'll come for people when they're not even engaging with her.
Yes.
Like, it's just like she's constantly on the offensive, the defensive.
The offensively
Offensive.
defensive.
Offensively
It's actually, that's exactly
Right?
that's the Shangela story, is offensively defensive, where it's like, what did you say about me? Aren't you going to say something bad about me? You should say something bad about me so I can react and play the victim. I'm the victim now.
And they're like, no, we weren't
even talking about you. Oh, you weren't even talking about me, huh? I'm the victim now. It's like, shut up.
That means you must be underestimating me because you don't see me as the threat, but I am a threat because they're just jealous because I'm so talented. It's like, oh my God. Shh. So Ru comes into the workroom and kind of walks around and talks to everybody, but the only really noteworthy thing that I thought was she goes to Alexis and she's like, oh, so what era are you doing? She's, oh, doing the 1940s. Oh, you know that there was a ration on latex breastplates in the 40s. Was there? Yes. Stop wearing them.
During the 40s, there was a rationing on latex titties.
Are you serious?
Yeah. 40s look.
Like, she's basically just like, yeah, this is my code. Please stop wearing the
that.
latex breast.
Don't wear the breastplate.
We don't need to see Michelle's tits again, okay?
No.
Come on. Or maybe we do. I mean,
Maybe
it was
we
pretty
do.
fabulous.
It was so silly. These are tits!
But yeah, so Ru talks to everybody. It's sort of uneventful. And then she announces, but there's one more thing. She pulls a Columbo. Just one more thing. She's like, on top of making 3 different hairstyles, you also have to make an entire look out of wigs. Bye!
You'll get more hair pieces, toupees, falls, and merkins.
And some merkins.
That's right, I forgot.
Joy.
Yeah.
Some Adam and Eve realness.
Oh boy. Well, I like that Manila joke. She's like, oh, if Carmen were still here, she would just have 2 wigs taped to her glue.
Taped to her titties.
I thought about that. I was like,
And then just put a merkin down there.
exactly.
Hey.
I mean, that's kind of what Shangela did. She was just like, I'll just take these 2
That
horse
was
manes.
one hell of
and
a merkin.
Put them on a belt.
I mean, they all freak out.
Yeah.
This definitely felt like one of the hardest challenges.
Sure.
In general, overall, there was just a lot to do.
Well, it takes a lot of time to work with a wig.
Yeah.
You know, like, or else it looks like shit. So it's like, you gotta do that 3 times.
Yes.
Oh, and now also I have to try and work with this shitty polyester hair
To make
an outfit.
And you have to, like, think up 2 other outfits to go with the other. Like,
Exactly.
It's a lot to do. So everyone is kind of freaking out. And Yara starts to get real punchy.
Oh, yeah.
She's just, like, loopy. Like, I've been there. I know what it's like. It's like, you haven't slept, I've been eating candy, and you're just like, I'm going crazy! And she's just making all this noise.
Oh, Christ on crackers.
If you had to kill one of the contestants, which one would it be? Yara Sofia.
If you guys had a chance to kill one of the other queens in this competition, who would it be?
Yara Sofia.
So they're still in the workroom and everything. And then Shangela's like, yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm just doing a lot better with the hair than I thought I was gonna be or whatever. And then the shady editors cut to like this big tangle of her just being like,
She can't get it. Yeah.
I'm actually finding that I'm a lot better at doing hair than I thought I was.
shady editors.
Shady. So quick commercial break, and then there's like a lot of runway because there's so many looks. So get the fuck ready. So Ru comes down the runway, and I just don't know about this.
I thought this was better than others, but I didn't love it.
I didn't love it. Her hair, like, face situation was just kind of like crazy disco turkey.
She had this, like, Danny Zuko ducktail, right? But then, like, braids and feathers. It was like Native American Greaser or something.
Sure.
It's interesting. I don't know. I didn't hate it, but I was also confused by it.
Yes. Yes.
And the dress was like also sort of Native American themed. It had like that pattern of sort of like a Native American breastplate, you know, with like the
like kind of like
beading and the lines across here and then going down. It had all this fringe going down this way. I don't know. It was
busy. I preferred this to Pussy Willows.
Pussy Willows, Dottie.
Pussy Willows, Dottie. The real thing to talk about was that Santino is wearing a 10-gallon hat. I mean, it was like a 20-gallon hat. Is that a 10-gallon hat or you just happy to see me?
Is that a 10-gallon hat, or are you just enjoying the show?
And then what was even weirder, though, to me, was that he had, like, a plain old, like, boring Ralph Lauren button-up shirt. And instead, over it, he tossed on, like, a weird poncho.
It was like a Clint Eastwood homage.
But it was like...
He had, like, a makeshift bulletproof vest under there.
He was like trying to go for like a look, right? He was like, oh, let me grab this hat and this poncho. It'll be like a crazy look.
Oh, you don't think he just owns that hat?
Yeah, I don't even know.
I think he does.
Maybe he does. He probably
does. And that stupid long feather. I was like,
oh my
God. It was 10 feet long. I mean, it was absurd and I loved it.
Absurd.
It's like very Robin Hood or something.
Sure, yeah, a little bit.
It was like crazy.
Yeah.
So anyway, this was hilarious. I mean, he looked like Yosemite Sam.
He did.
It was insane. And then Wayne Brady and Fantasia Barrino, who you did not know who that was.
Nope. I stopped watching American Idol after like 2 seasons.
I guess I watched her season, but I know who she is because she has a Lifetime movie dedicated to her life.
Well, that's pretty awesome.
It's like the Fantasia Barrino story.
That's fabulous.
And I feel like she plays herself.
Oh my God.
I feel like I should watch it again.
Yeah, maybe we should. Category is...
Classic era.
Yeah. Era, rah, rah.
Oh, right.
Era, rah, rah.
Era, rah, rah, rah.
The first looks are their classic hairstyles from a past era.
So, first on the runway, Yara Sofia.
Yes. Oh, I really like this.
This was fabulous.
Yeah.
This jumpsuit just hugged her in all the right places. But it had like...
Except for one. I felt like her
area?
tuck was a little meaty. It was a little meaty. But, you know, whatever.
But it was just, I don't know, it was like a jumpsuit, but it had these just billowy sleeves. She knows how to make clothes, man.
Yes.
It was, I mean, everyone wanted one.
And I thought her hair was fabulous.
Oh,
I
yes.
loved the side.
The braided.
It really just blended perfectly.
It was like more interesting than just an afro, right?
Exactly.
Right. Oh!
You always do this. This is why we can't have nice things.
She looked like Mary Elizabeth Mastroianni and like Scarface. It was just like good. Like
really
I was into it.
She fucking slayed this
Oh
week.
yes.
Well,
She's some Donna Summer.
Summer Donna.
Now how would her name appear in a phone book?
Summer
Donna. Now speed it up, speed it up.
Summer Donna.
Who is this queen of disco?
Donna Summer.
Now, how do her name appear in the phone book?
Summer Donna.
Stretch it out now. Stretch it out.
Summer Donna.
Summer Donna, that's right. Summer Donna.
Where's Sherry O'Terry?
I don't know, but I miss her.
I miss her too.
I love Sherry O'Terry.
Certainly. We haven't even broached SNL. I mean, I feel like SNL should have their own separate Fabulous Cunt Island.
She at least gets to stay in like the Comedy Hotel.
Maybe they're on a yacht.
Ooh, they like anchor.
Just off the coast.
Yeah, they're docked. So next down the runway, Alexis Mateo. Okay, so at first she's 40s realness.
Right, and it's just a medium shot.
Yeah.
And you're like,
oh, okay. And then they go wide, and I'm like, where's the rest of her dress?
Oh no, what happened? I was like shocked.
Yeah.
It was like, what?
And then her shoes.
Well,
boy.
I was fully expecting a big slit gown to the floor, some, Ava Gardner realness or whatever, and then it was just like, oh,
Yep.
mini skirt.
Mini skirt.
With
a bad back and cheap
you could
straps.
See the bra.
Yeah, it was like, oh. It was not 40s.
Oh no. Like they said, it was like late 80s, sort of New York prostitute.
That was good.
It wasn't really bad. It was off the mark. It wasn't like messy, terrible disaster. It just was like, this isn't 40s.
It didn't fit the category.
It didn't fit the category, and it was like basic.
It was basic. Yeah.
It's like when Alexis Michelle
that's fabulous.
Fur coat, and
it's
then
a
why did
basic blue dress.
Oh, you got your dress at Forever 21? Why didn't anyone tell her? If you see something, you say something. So next on the runway was Aja. In this twiggy, color-blocked 60s Mad Men.
I love this.
Secretary.
Oh my god,
I'm
yes.
really going for a secretary look.
Secretary.
She looked like a chorus girl from How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying.
Totally. Or Promises. Really, they're kind of the same.
It was simple. I feel like Raja utilized her time management well this week. Like she chose. I feel like Shangela and Alexis. I mean, Yara just slayed, but I feel like they kind of thought, oh, every single look has to be very
crazy,
elaborate.
Yeah.
Very a lot. And Raja was like, nah, I'm gonna do this right.
It's funny because I feel like that's the season pro in Raja coming out, where she's like, okay, the challenge is just to have fabulous hair.
Right.
It's not to have
some elaborate, crazy.
Yeah.
That's for the fantasy look.
Exactly.
So then, next on the runway, Shangela in this flamenco.
Right. Oh, well, so she comes out.
Right.
And it's like this big, awful, baggy thing. And only for 2 seconds.
It's a huge, I don't even know what this is. Like, it looked like she was it was like her own personal sauna, It was like weird. She takes this huge trash bag off to reveal this, it just looked really like a costume.
It looked like a costume of a dancer, like emoji.
Yes. I'll say this. I think this is one of Shangela's better looks.
I was going to say the same thing. And I will also say that her makeup looked some of the best, at least in this look. So last but not least, Manila.
I think this was my favorite look of the night.
Wow, what? No. But I love this.
It was certainly my favorite Manila look of the night. I loved this.
I thought this was really fun and cool and different and
It was the most sort of fashionable she's been.
Yes.
And the most beautiful she's ever looked.
Sure.
She looked gorgeous.
This was really kind of giving me Sofia Coppola's Marie Antoinette. Not as neon, but
better.
Absolutely. But, well, I liked the style. I liked the production design of that movie.
That movie exhausted.
I know, but I liked the look of it.
Shoes. That movie pissed me off.
Sure, but you know what I mean.
Cakes.
Okay, whatever.
Cakes. It just all worked together.
It really did.
This satiny dress with all these cameo pins pinned as the corset and high boots, and I
tiny little chandelier in her hair.
Loved this.
I did too. So category is modern red carpet. Nyara Sofia. Oh my god. I loved this.
I really liked this.
I loved this. She came out serving some like Halle Berry.
It's like edgy Eva Longoria at the daytime Emmys.
But yes meets like J-Lo at the Met Gala. I don't know.
No, Met. It was pretty basic for the Met. It wasn't like perfect for me, but I really, really, really liked it.
I loved this. I thought she looked so gorgeous and like
she looked beautiful,
hip and smart. Like
she had
this,
that like shaved head with like
fluff. Oh, I really liked it. I really liked it.
So then next down the runway,
oh my god,
Alexis Michelle.
This was so bad.
This like glittering pink molten lava
giraffe. It looked like a pink giraffe.
It was a carpet.
It was a carpet.
It was heavy.
It was like a carpet in Vegas.
Heavy.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we'll hide the cigarette burns and the all the dirt. This was awful.
Yeah.
And the hair was bad.
Oh, the hair was real bad. It was just so jarring, like the dark wig with the blonde braids.
But also, that's just not red carpet.
Oh, absolutely.
This was supposed to be red carpet look.
Where is she going?
So then next is Raja. With this like razor cut blonde wig.
Oh, I loved this.
I really liked this too.
Yeah.
I get that, yes, it was a little daytime.
Well, it was a little, I could see this at the MTV Movie Awards. It didn't bother me. It wasn't like fancy, but it didn't bother me. I think mainly what they were saying was that they wished, like they wanted to see what her really expensive, elegant Oscar look would be because we just fucking love you so much.
And I agree with that.
I
would love to see that.
Sure.
I think that would have been, because she hasn't shown us that side at all. And I don't know if that side exists per se.
I don't know.
But wouldn't have been fabulous if it's just like, oh, also here's this.
And I'm dripping in gold.
And of course she like sells it.
Well, yeah, once again, she was like absolutely stomping the fucking runway, just being like, yes, with this hair, yes. It had sort of a Japanese print, like it had a geisha on the back, and it had like remember the Three Ninjas where they had those like masks, so they were like Tum Tum and Cult, or whatever. Like it had like kind of that going on.
And like a little bit like Kubo and the two strings in there.
Sure.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I want to rewatch Three Ninjas. I feel like it's probably terrible, but I love the shit out of that movie. Did you ever see the Three Ninjas?
No.
Oh man, it's a Home Alone.
Okay.
And the Karate Kid.
Okay.
Also, there's 3 kids.
Remember when we watched Beverly Hills Ninja at like 2 a.m. at Sundance?
We were laughing our butts off. And it was bad, but we were having a great time.
But it was hilarious. So next on the runway is Shangela.
It was just a real basic.
Once again, what red carpet is this?
So I'm coming down the runway giving you Diane Carroll at the Oprah's Legends Ball.
And then you can see her like boy hairline. Like it was like a real weird center part, and then you could see her.
I think I missed that.
It was like it was falling back or whatever, and
boy.
it was like, oh boy. It was bad.
Yeah. So next, Manila. So this was okay.
It was like, I thought it was good.
Yeah.
You know, it was sort of this like Breakfast at Tiffany's, you know, thing going on. I thought her shoulders were reading man-y a little bit.
Which is what Santino then said he thought because of the jewelry.
Yeah.
I liked the jewelry.
This was like Breakfast at Tiffany's My Super Sweet 16 or
which isn't
something.
really red carpet.
I mean, it was like I'm dressing up in my mom's clothes for the red carpet. And she's got her like evil genie hair on.
Oh my God,
Remember when Genie turned evil?
Yes.
And she had that fabulous green outfit. And I was like, oh, I love green.
I loved that show. My shows were Bewitched.
Well, Nick at Night.
Well, right. But like they had a bunch of shitty shows on Nick at Night that I didn't like. I never watched Happy Days. I didn't like it.
But Laverne and Shirley.
Laverne and Shirley,
Yes.
Bewitched, and I Dream of Jeannie.
And I Love Lucy.
Yes. But personally, you're much more of an I Love Lucy fan than I am.
Oh.
I was more, like, I'm a Bewitched, I Dream of Jeannie. I Dream of Jeannie was always my favorite.
Well, I loved I Dream of Jeannie.
And Laverne and Shirley.
Bewitched I really liked, but I was always like, Darren, get out of here. Just fucking leave. You're being so annoying.
But fairly often you would get those episodes where it would just be like Andorra and Paul Lynde, and you'd be like, yes, Uncle Albert, give me this. Agnes Moorehead, Paul Lynde, I'm in.
Oh, yes. Well, and Jeannie just had fabulous costume changes.
Yes.
And it was just really silly. I mean, I just loved them all.
Well, and she had a little bit more agency.
She had more sass.
Yeah, she was sassier than like...
I'm just going to do it anyway.
Right.
Samantha often was just like...
oh, my husband doesn't want me to be who I really am.
Yes, I won't. And you were like, shut up. And Jeannie was just like, I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah. Blink.
So, anyway, yeah, she was like evil Jeannie, you know. Well, and Rue totally reads her. She's like, it's like Breakfast at Tiffany's, but like the Jennifer Love Hewitt version.
Oh, my God.
Because remember when Jennifer Love Hewitt was in the TV movie version of the Audrey Hepburn story?
Absolutely not.
You don't?
No. Final category. Fantasy hair extravaganza.
So first down the runway is Yana Sofia in this scorpion, barbarian, gladiator, afro, poof.
This was so absurd and I loved it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it was like, sure, this is hair fantasy. Like,
she took it like the furthest.
Exactly.
And I was like, yes.
Yeah. She had this fabulous, stupid purse.
Oh my God, she had a purse made of ringlets. Oh, it was so silly.
Someone goes, oh, like she has a purse
made of Shirley Temple.
Her hair looked like, you know, a Scorpion King meets Mugatu. Like,
it was.
I was just dying.
Yeah, like, if Mugatu wore this, would I be surprised?
No, not at all.
He would.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And I would love it.
So then Alexis Mateo comes out. Circus, cotton candy, clown, sort of masquerade, eyes wide shut sort of situation. Her hair, oh my God, I mean, Michelle was on this week.
Yep.
Thighs wide open.
Yes, hunty.
Donuts.
Right? They were like chocolate donuts.
And a pink croissant on the front. And then like a tire swing in the back with a big poof.
With the stupid poof. Oh my God.
I mean, she did some stuff, but I didn't love it.
No. So then Raja. So she comes out in this like cotton candy realness.
She's like our cotton candy cloud.
Yeah, she looked like she could like easily just blend in like Wreck-It Ralph and like the Candyland, right?
Yeah,
where you're just like, okay, and here you are, like, oh, look at me, I'm a little
Welcome
candy
to Cotton Candy Village.
Exactly.
Or whatever. Yes,
yeah. You know, you're like, I get it. Her hair was great. She had these stupid little balls that bounced around.
Those were so crafty to me.
A little bit.
Like it just, that was, I would have covered those. Like she had told Shangela. I mean, Shangela's looked worse.
No, she did cover them.
But they had like glitter on them.
No, they were covered in hair. They were hair rolled into a ball.
What?
Look at it again.
Okay, now
I'm pretty sure at least one of them was like a ball of hair.
I thought it was just like styrofoam
No,
balls.
it looked to me like it was a ball of hair.
If that's the case, I fucking love it. I thought it was like styrofoam balls with like, you know, glitter on them.
To me, it looked, because I thought so too at first, and then I looked at one and it was like, oh wait, no, that's like a literal like ball of hair.
Then I love it.
My issues, I could see her panties. This is the second time that's happened, where it's like, we see your undergarments.
Yeah. It seemed like it was sort of like a tutu, so I was like, well, you're supposed to kind of see
I guess that's true, but then maybe the color was the issue. Maybe she should have just like figured out a way to make it neon, so that it's colored still, so it looks like it's all one garment.
Sure.
I don't know. That was my issue. It looked like she had granny panties on underneath this thing, which I'm sure she did, but like that was my issue.
It did remind me of this really, really silly, over-the-top Cyndi Lauper movie with her and Jeff Goldblum called Vibes. They're like empaths. And then, anyway, I remember being very silly.
So they get like good or bad vibes from people?
Yeah. But Jeff Goldblum was in it, so I was like, yeah. Oh, I watched this.
I'm here for it.
I'm pretty much here for any Jeff Goldblum movie.
Oh, of course you are.
Next on the runway is Shangela in this. I don't even know.
I'll say I didn't hate this.
Oh, I did. I hated this.
I didn't. I got it. It was like...
I could appreciate that she had some ideas.
Yeah.
I hated this. It was like some combination of Beastmaster and Conan the Barbarian. And I don't even know. And then those like yarn spool cones.
Well, the cones were the fucking worst.
Her head, and then this like pubic hair curtain. It was very bad.
Here's my thing. This would have been pretty fabulous as like a first episode. You guys had 4 hours to put together an outfit out of all of these wigs.
Sure.
I'd been like, yeah, okay, like this is fun.
This is episode 10.
It had potential. It had some like She-Ra, like, Thor, Asgardian, Dungeons and Dragons, World of Warcraft, fantasy element to it.
Dungeons and Drag Queens?
Exactly.
Dungeons and Drag Queens. Kind of wish that somebody had done like Cousin It realness.
That's what I was waiting for.
And then like
the problem is I think they didn't give them enough of the same wig.
So then last on the runway, Manila. In this honeybee realness.
I really liked this. This was clever. It was cute. It was well done.
I thought this was so cute. It was like she was a fiercer version of Bumblebee Girl from the No Rain music video. You don't remember the No Rain music video?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
All I can say is that my life is pretty strange.
Sure.
And like the Bumblebee Girl, it's like... This was like fierce drag queen Bumblebee Girl.
Sure.
I liked it.
I've never seen that music video, unfortunately.
What?
Sorry. I heard the song all the time, but like I never watched the music video because it probably wasn't allowed. Sorry, guys. I blame my father. Damn Catholics.
Excited that this is this is happening. Well, that sentence came out of your mouth. I'm excited about it. Excited and I like it. So then it's time for the judges' critiques. And Santino goes. I like Santino and Michelle fighting.
Yes.
I also like that. So Santino is talking about Manila's looks, and he goes, I mean, who wears a tiara to the red carpet? And Michelle's just like,
I would.
And she's like, girl, right? Come on, Santino, get on board.
I loved it.
They're just like, shut up, you're stupid. You're wearing a fucking Yosemite Sam hat.
Ray, calm down.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Who wears a tiara to a red carpet?
I would. Hey, girl. Hey. We Queen Santino. Get into it.
I liked that Michelle pointed out, rightfully so, that like Manila really has a talent for kind of personifying and like couture fashioning, like either inanimate objects or animals
yeah.
or like whatever. It's like, a pineapple or a bumblebee. Like it really works,
yeah.
and I love it. It's
yeah.
great.
She does have an eye for that. Yeah.
She's almost like those, what are they, Judith Lieber bags?
Right.
But like in a person.
Now she's a chicken. Yeah.
Like, but it's fabulous.
They've all left, and Wayne Brady's, they're talking about Yara's fabulous jumpsuit. And Fantasia's like, I want one. And Michelle's like, I want one. And they're all just like, yes. And Wayne Brady is like awkwardly like, I mean, she looked so good.
Is it wrong that I think that the booty is so amazing?
It's juicy, honey.
Yes.
Yeah, this kind of messes with your perception of things.
It does.
Oh my goodness.
It wrecks your head, honey.
Now you see what happened to Eddie Murphy.
And Michelle totally clocks Shangela's beard.
Oh yes, thank the fucking Lord. It only took 10 episodes.
Is anybody else seeing the 5 o'clock shadow consistently?
It's not a 5 o'clock shadow. It's actually the shade of makeup, and it's her highlighting.
So it's picking up where
she's not blending it very well.
And Rue is just like, oh, that's just her doing her makeup wrong. And I'm like,
well, so you see it, Rue.
So
right? So yeah, she's like,
Michelle hadn't brought it up. We're just not going to talk about it. Okay.
That's what I didn't understand. Michelle's like, am I the only one that's seen her 5 o'clock shadow every week? At least why not say that 4 episodes ago,
right?
And say,
Give Shangela some advice.
Look, girl, looks like you got 5 o'clock shadow. You're using the wrong skin tone. You gotta blend it in so that it looks like you're not a man. Okay?
So Yara wins, duh.
Yeah.
I thought like Manila was up there with her, but Yara was like the winner. Clearly.
I thought Manila and Raja.
Yeah.
They were the top 3, but Yara, I was just like, Yara deserves this. She slayed it. Every single look was like fabulous.
And Alexis and Shangela, rightly so, are in the bottom.
Yep.
And they lip sync to Fantasia's Even Angels.
This was interesting.
Yeah.
It was a little slow.
It was slow, but I don't know. I felt like Alexis was like kind of like living in the song.
I didn't feel that until later on. They really showed it. It built. And she got down on her knees. She really started to feel it.
Yeah.
And Shangela was good. And actually for the first half, I thought I was like, Shangela's kind of doing better. But then it switched.
Yeah.
And Alexis was really living it. And Shangela was just kind of like, here I am singing these words.
And then Shangela, like, completely inappropriately snatches her own wig.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just like, oh no, you read the room wrong.
Right?
So Shangela goes home and Alexis, like, kisses her right on the forehead. And then she's got this big, like, smudge, like, the whole time she's like, no wig. She's wearing a freaking pubic hair curtain. She's got this, like, smudged lipstick on her forehead, like, bye!
Alexis is real torn up, and Raja is just like
she wasn't quite twiddling her thumbs, but she was just like,
good.
This is correct.
She's like, thank the fuck Lord, it's about time.
Yeah.
That was the face.
Yeah.
But then Rue announces, but wait, the judges have been critical of me and saying that I don't listen to them enough or whatever.
I sent some of my queens home too soon.
So Michelle, Santino, and Billy B, who's not here.
Who's not here, but who's fabulous.
Yes. I want you to consult and pick the queen that you think should come back.
Which of the eliminated queens deserve to return?
So, this week on Untitled.
I did like that the girls didn't even bother with, like, formalities this week. They were just like, look, Heather's gonna go in the gold bar. Boogers are gonna go in the interior illusions lounge. Like, we're done. It's fine, right?
It's
like,
cool.
we don't even have to pretend anymore. Cool.
Yeah,
Great. This is the stupidest thing that ever happened, but it was kind of so stupid it was hilarious. So Yara is basically like, Raja used fabric.
She used fabric.
She used tulle. She didn't use all hair.
She said she used the lace from the wig.
No. That's tulle.
And Shangela just, like, takes that bone right out and is like, I'm gonna get all the marrow out of this.
I'll ask her, and she'll lie right here to my face.
Say that.
That's no problem. We'll see if she lies and we'll see if she tells the truth. I am the Nancy Drew of drag.
I did love Shangela's Fantasia impersonation.
Oh my god, it was great.
Like, I was like, oh, do this more. Like, be just like fun and fabulous more.
But it's fabulous, because you know she's just serving her. She don't want to have to talk to her. Because she's fabulous like that. She ain't got to say anything, but she loves it.
Like, I was like, oh, I'm having fun.
This is what's so disappointing, and hopefully we'll see this in All Stars 3. Shangela is fun and is charismatic, but she got so bogged down in this season of being insecure and negative and attacking and whatever. And it's like, if she had just kind of been silly and fun and fabulous, I think I would have liked her a lot more, and I think everyone else would have. And she probably would have been more friendly with everyone to the point where they would have helped her. And if she'd been open to it, she would have learned how to improve her look.
Hopefully that's the case. We'll see.
We'll see.
So they show an exclusive, untucked footage of Shangela basically being like, I'm the underdog, I'm trying my best.
Wayne and Fantasia, you know, you guys represent a dream. Thank you very much. Very, very much. I wasn't trying to give like a little speech at the end, like a vote for me type speech. It was just like right at that moment.
You're like the biggest eye roll.
So Shangela then just keeps talking about herself, and all of the shots of Yara are just like, wrap this up. I mean, like,
it was so absurd, particularly because I think at this point Yara realized that she was in the top and these two that she was with were in the bottom.
Like, oh no.
So it's like, okay, you two are gonna go home, or one of you is gonna go home.
She was so over it and I loved it. So then we cut back to the gold bar and Raja and Manila are being Heathers and it was fabulous.
It's gonna be sad when I have to, wave goodbye to you when you're driving away back to the airport.
I hope my mascara doesn't run when you leave. It's gonna really suck, Heather.
When you go home and I'll be waving goodbye to you, like they're just being real cunty to each other.
Oh yeah, I can just see it, your mascara getting into each and every one of your wrinkles.
Heather!
Heather!
Don't make me tear my wig off!
Don't make me tear my fucking wig off!
It's so silly. It was nice when everyone was just being fun and silly.
Yes. So they get in there and Shangela is like in her own one-act play. She's just like, oh, so, like, her acting was so terrible. She would be a bad spy.
Yes.
She's like, oh, so how did you get that shape? And, oh, you really did, like, she's like,
You really got it to go.
I'm gonna talk to, like, multiple people to, like, oh, she won't know I'm trying to just single her out or whatever. She's doing all these things to try and catch Raja in some lie.
Yours goes like this. That's how you brushing, like, for hours to make it that poofy. Yours is like do 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 do. I still don't understand how you did this and made it like flare out and it just like fits.
I made fabric,
and sits.
girl. I made fabric out of hair.
And Raja explains, like, oh, it was actually cool. Like, I used the lace and the netting from the wigs and I collected them all together and spray painted them and glued them.
And then I laid it out onto like a thin piece of, see this little gauze?
Oh, that tool?
Mm-hmm, that tool, and that's what I laid it on, and then I spray adhesive the fuck out of it until it turned solid, yeah.
And I thank you.
It's tool fabric.
I got her! I got her!
Alexis and Yara are both like, or whatever. It was like so deep, and then Raj is just like,
come on, Miss Tutu, tool and fabric and felt, sickening. And hair.
What the hell was that? I don't know what the fuck she's talking about.
I don't know what the hell that was about.
what the fuck was that? Like, she's just like, I'm not gonna bother asking because I don't need to be bothered with this nonsense or whatever. But
Nonsense.
She was like, what was that?
What?
Okay. Like, it was so bizarre. So, like, that's when I was like, this is hilarious.
Right, it was
so
like, this is
stupid.
absurd. This is just a joke. This
Oh,
is just a joke.
So funny.
I'm the Nancy Drew. I'm gonna figure. I got her to say it was like a tool of fabric.
She was acting like she had like caught her in some big lie. And it was like, what?
With Toolgate resolved, the queens moved on to talk about some family matters.
Manila is sort of like, well, my mother is more accepting than my dad.
I keep it very quiet around my dad.
Me too. Is it an Asian thing? Oh yeah, around my dad as well. Is it an Asian thing, you think?
Well, my dad's white, so
Oh, well,
maybe
never
not.
mind.
That's an Asian thing, right? And Manila's like, I don't know, my dad's white. And they're both just like, ah. It's so funny. And basically everyone is sort of like, yeah, it's not that big a deal.
Everyone's kind of come cool with it.
Shangela shares that she had a harder time with it.
It's a disgrace. Why am I doing this? Like, people who haven't even talked to me in years felt personally offended. And even, I think it's more about me being out as a gay person than really performing in drag.
That's a shame.
And then, you know, Alexis and Shangela lip synced and Shangela went home or whatever, and it cuts to Raja and she's like,
Shangela's gone, and never have I felt such an awesome sigh of relief. I feel so clean and happy and free. Honestly, it felt like I took a really great fucking dump.
And Ru announced that there's gonna be a returning queen, and Raj is just like,
If they bring back Shangela one more time, I'm gonna have to pack my shit up and walk out, because I cannot. I cannot. If they pull her out in a box again, I'm gonna burn the box.
I'm gonna burn that box. And I was like, yes, you are feeling what I'm feeling. I was like, yes. But so anyway, Shangela's gone.
yes, I feel bad being so cunty to Shangela.
But, like,
I really do
thank
feel
the
like she's
heavens.
come a long way. But god damn it, was she obnoxious this season.
Yes, yes. So I'm
I just
excited.
can't-
I'm very excited for things to come because
Oh
my favorite lip sync maybe of all time, certainly of the season, is coming up. And I can't wait.
Yes!
So we'll see you next Thursday.
See you next Thursday!
Boop.